hold my hand.
Hold his hand.
These are all really interesting points.
Right.
Tom,
I'm not holding your hand.
Tom, why are you so defensive about holding his hand? Is there something you need to open up about?
Tom's a little bit flustered now.
Yeah, because I don't know what's about to happen. He's better not be a therapist.
We have our marriage counsellor Paul here.
It seems like Lewis has got lots of the power, but it doesn't look when you watch it as if Lewis has got lots of the power.
I just simply want Tom to love me the way I love him.
Get those scaly fingers off my neck.
The cat phone, what they did was they tested it on a cat and they stuck a wire in one of its ears and they stuck a wire in the other of its ears and then they start speaking into one ear through the wire, like a cup. I don't know if the cat could hear the conversation as well.
Oh, Scientists trying to bring back the woolly mammoth, create a woolly mouse.
Do you know how crazy that actually sounds when you say that out loud?
Me and Lou have explained the science to you.
And you don't understand.
Give me any scientific reason as to why they take the DNA that's rescued from an extinct creature and go, this would be great if we put it in a mouse.
That's where you start, and then
No, you don't!
Ginger was vlogging and I said, send me that fucking video now.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he cut the camera, Mr. B was like, yeah, fuck that, I ain't doing that. I only say nice things on camera.
Did he actually? What, it's like a funny joke, or?
No, he's been serious.
He wouldn't say, I only say nice things on camera.
He's like, I just say I'll pay for things on camera.
It's not.
Yeah.
You can go beast mode with
It's not though, is it?
For Thailand.
It's not fucking beast mode, is it? Don't look at me like that, because I'll feel sorry for you now. Shut your fucking mouth.
Right, should we start the podcast?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We're all here.
What? My turtleneck.
It's not fancy dress.
Well, I'm glad that these.
Wait, why are you wearing glasses?
Oh, what was worn glasses?
I'm glad that you dressed for the occasion. To be fair,
Do you like my turtleneck, by the way? It's not actually a turtleneck.
It's a quarter zip.
It's a quarter zip.
Quarter zip.
it looks like it's trying to strangle you.
Yeah, it is feeling it. It's meant to be like this.
Oh my god!
It looks better like that.
You got to wear it fully though.
Fucking hell, it's like a cape.
I can breathe.
No, it looks better like that.
You got to wear it.
Thank you for 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah, thank you guys.
saying that every
Thank you so much. Keep saying it.
50,000.
50k.
Why you always got to argue against this?
Yeah, come on, man.
We thank them.
You bullied me all morning on pitch side as well.
Yeah.
didn't.
You
But
fucking
you do
did.
have like a love-hate, father-son,
Yeah,
wife.
it's some weird dynamic you got going on, man.
What?
I don't. There's no. It's not love hate. There's no love there.
Yeah.
There's love from my side.
Yeah.
I love him.
Totally get that.
Are we
Get your scaly
talking
hands away
about the
from me.
weekend on this one or the next one?
Next one.
Next one. Ah.
Yeah, so just forget everything that happened to you.
So yeah, we basically let's not
Which
talk about.
basically is just what happens anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
did forget what
can I talk about what I've been up to other than this weekend or
No,
not?
because that's part of this week.
Okay, right. Well, guys,
Wow.
thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And,
Thanks for watching.
thanks for 50k.
Thanks for 50k.
Oh.
Glass of water.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
What's going on? Why are you?
Also,
You've been
why,
weird.
mate, there's a bit of an off vibe about
Yeah,
you
he's
today.
been
and
really
I can't
weird.
work it out.
I feel like I've told you I want to die.
yeah,
what
Lewis,
reason?
I would like to discuss this, please, because not only are you now writing on your own hand,
Wow.
Like
Harry
Sure.
Potter.
You're giving me the rock vibes.
Professor?
I'm losing it. I feel
why
like
are you? Why have you been so stressed and depressed recently?
I've sort of been in the thick of it, and I think everyone knows.
Everybody
know what?
knows. Yeah.
Can you stop copying my t-shirt drip as well? You can't keep
Lad
copying
thinks he
Uniqlo.
owns white t-shirts,
No,
by the way. I
you
can't wear
can't keep
Uniqlo without him
Yeah,
saying
you-
it's all his style. Your style's fucking running shoes and Velcro.
You know, before you started wearing those, guess what you asked me? Where'd you get your t-shirt from?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I asked you where your aftershave was from.
Uniqlo's quite a big
Bollocks,
thing
mate.
though, because
No, Reeve started.
You're trying to
Reeve's the
Reeve
owner.
popularised
Yeah.
No,
Uniqlo.
I'm hearing actually Harry is now trying to claim that he invented Uniqlo.
Is he?
Lou, why have you been so sad recently? You actually have been very stressed. It's starting to piss me off a little bit.
It's pissing, sorry.
It's pissing me off because you don't need to be this stressed.
Do you know what was annoying, right?
Brother, you have such a blessed life.
Yeah.
And you moan about it
Yeah,
constantly.
you do. You
I
are.
just don't moan about it. I just
happy.
I feel like you can feel it.
You moan about it all the time.
But you can't believe what he said, by the way. So I had to move a lot of our schedule around to compensate for Theo's great opportunity that he had, which we spoke about last week. Fair enough, whatever. But then Theo came in, he was like, on the Sunday evening said, oh, I can't do this record on this day, by the way. The record that I booked and moved to compensate his booking, that added stress in my life because I had 3 records to do today to prep for. And then what he said to me is, yeah, I've had it hard too, Lewis. Like, think about like the week I've had.
Lewis,
where he's had the best week of his life, and he's like, yeah, but think about the dopamine come down from that. I was like, let's compare how much he had so much unbelievable fun that he has a come down, comparing it to my just stress from compensating
There's
for
a lot
that
of
week.
travelling through different time zones.
Oh, no! When he says that, I don't know if he's joking or taking the piss.
He's had a tough week, but he's been substantially financially covered by it.
Yeah, he's been paid massively for the best week of his life.
And
But
I
the
think
come
you'll find
down.
yesterday you got paid substantially as well.
Did I?
By me.
Wait, you gave him his payment like 7 days
I've been
late.
too busy.
Jesus Christ.
But no wonder he's stressed, mate. He can't pay his rent.
No, but you know, sometimes at the start of the year, you used to come in with all this energy, and then you get whittled down into like a tiny little worm, and then you just want to go back in your hole.
But you
then you get,
started-
then
you
you get
started
bullied
that.
from Tom.
Lewis,
I've spent like 4 days with Tom in the past
Lewis,
7
can we-
days.
Lewis,
that doesn't
That
work
is an
here.
exceptional.
Look, I don't
amount.
want to be that guy, right? But you have a really blessed life, and you should start seeing the positive in a lot more things.
Also,
Yeah.
that isn't true.
What?
I've seen
Part
you
of it,
like
you don't have a blessed
twice.
life.
I'm counting the times when you've been asleep.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes I like to be
Yeah,
snuggle
but
buddies.
that isn't a stressful time.
It is, because at any minute you could wake up and choke me.
Oh,
It
bum,
doesn't
yeah.
stop me doing it.
Both.
Why?
That's kind of like risk to reward is like kind of sexy.
Is this like your Superman era, by the way? We sort of looked at the glasses and didn't really address.
Sleeve man.
You look like
Sleeve man. Sleeve man.
Shit, you are sleeve, man.
you look.
I saw the comments, by the way. People were like, everyone's sleeping on Sleeve man.
I don't think anyone said that.
They're sleeping
I think
on
Sleeve Man had a good.
How did the George episode do?
It's
Alright.
climbing a bit. It was hard because it's like been loads of footy and that and loads of shit happening, but
Oh yeah, like every week.
Yeah. It's kind of what we do, isn't it?
That's kind of
Talk
beast
about
mode.
the football.
but we got something more important today.
Yeah, discussing
We have,
your...
actually.
Yeah, why are you so sad?
I'm
You
not
haven't actually
sad.
sort of danced around the bush here, lad.
I'm not
I think you
sad.
should start practicing gratitude.
I'm having an early life crisis.
What?
Early is a bit. I mean, that's
Where's the
generous, isn't it,
crisis in
mate?
your
Let's
life?
be
Yeah, explain the
honest.
crisis to us. Open up, brother.
It's like,
Brother.
do you ever just think like, what the fuck is like, what's the point? Like, what are we doing this for? And
It's
why does
because-
it even matter?
I know
And
why-
why-
I
and would you not be happier
sometimes
being
think
with
about what
family?
the end goal is, but
Yeah.
but like committing to the process, you kind of just forget about that, don't you?
Yeah, and then
Stop
the weeks
thinking about
pass.
the end goal. Stop thinking about the now.
I've been saying this to you for months, and you always just call me a Debbie Downer. Like, there's no point in anything, so just chill.
Yeah.
That's some hardcore facts there. Also,
You do find reason to get stressed very easily. I
Yeah,
find.
and
I
also-
don't.
also,
we
you
go
just- you
we go
stress-
through this.
You're a
Don't.
bitch.
You see a tiny. That's not very nice.
You're a
But
bitch.
you act
You
like
see a
none of us
very
have stress in our
you
life
see a
all the time.
tiny aspect of what my job is, which is
No,
these
I,
few
I,
hours
no, no,
here.
I just think you pretend you have more to do than you actually do.
Lewis, I managed to juggle.
You're a
4
delegator, mate. You're a delegator.
I managed to juggle 4 uploads a week.
I hate
and
this. He
university.
does no work. He has
3
no. He
years
does
straight.
no work.
Yeah.
You do no work.
I've been doing this for 10
Realistically,
years.
actually,
Did you-
re-
did you
no,
listen-
realistically, you
No,
have
Lewis,
in the
did
past.
you just
Your
listen
hands,
to
you
a
did
word
no work.
I just said.
You did
What
no
I just
work.
said? Tell me what I just said.
I don't care.
No, tell me what I just
You
said.
do, your current life, you don't do any work. What? You get to go on shoots and kick balls about, but people are setting up the
on
cameras
about?
for you. Then they
What
edit
do
it for you.
Genuine question.
Wait,
What do you consider as a baseline of work then?
If he was like editing them himself and he was like setting up
do
the
edit
cameras
stuff
and
myself,
like had
though.
that response, because he doesn't go there with the responsibility of like, is this camera going to work? Is the edit going to be okay? Because that's
I
not
do.
his job.
Of course I
No,
do.
but
you don't.
surely,
I'm in charge of everything.
Yeah, surely as an
No, you're
employee,
not.
surely as an
Ben's running
employer,
it.
you're like, you know,
Who's this guy?
Ben's running
but-
it.
no, but
when he
we-
sets up the cameras, you're not saying, is
but
that
we-
camera the
yeah,
right
yeah,
setting?
we saw what
On the
happens.
Tom's-
Yeah, he does do that.
Yeah, but we saw what happens when,
get what
when
I
it
mean.
goes wrong
What are you on about?
for your Newcastle shoot.
Yeah?
Where he takes full responsibility for when Ben or like the camera breaks.
Yeah, it's
or
kind of
like,
beast mode.
But that's still
Every
work.
job feels like work eventually, and even yours will.
is also
but,
true.
But
That
when
is also
when
true.
Theo Baker compares the rough week he had to maybe
I'm
a
not
rough
doing
week
that.
myself, and even the same way I
I'm
try
not-
to
no,
compare
I'm-
a rough week
I'm
I
not-
had to like someone who was labouring in the rain, whatever.
I'm just defending
There's
the
like
fact
I
that
would
you
never
said I don't
complain.
work.
I wouldn't. Your comparison of you driving a Formula E car. I'm playing the Simon charity match and going to Dubai.
I didn't say anything to do with that, mate. I just defended the fact that you said to me I don't work.
No, I'm on about yesterday when we left.
And that's
the
what you
studio.
just said to me. And I just said to you, you're talking about all these stresses, but I uploaded 4 times a week for 3 years straight whilst going to university.
Yeah, I was in like the easy period of YouTube, you know. You saw just go to a footy pitch and kick the ball, don't you?
He always did me anytime anyone,
That one was too easy.
start doing well, start uploading.
Yeah, he's a hater.
He's a
He is, he's
hater.
a hater.
Every time you do anything
Yeah,
well,
he's a hater, mate.
Anytime I do anything good, hater.
Yeah.
You need to start seeing the positive in
Do you know
that.
what?
proper not here.
He's projecting because
No, you also can't punch down, and we are above him in every way possible.
Lewis, what I think you're actually going through right now, and obviously we can discuss this further in a minute. But what I
you
think
wish you
you're
had our lives. That's what it is.
No, I like making stuff. I feel like
just don't worry, guys. Just interrupt anything I say. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I
just
couldn't.
won't chat.
I don't think I.
Like, I was literally in the middle of a sentence.
Go on, then.
And you both interrupt it.
Go on, sorry.
What I think's going on here, Lewis, is that what the fuck is wrong with your glasses?
Broken, man.
You know, you talk about your early life crisis you're having. What I think has happened is actually you've hit so much success so quick since coming back from Afghanistan.
Success?
That you don't know how to handle the success and the joy that your life is now bringing to you.
And will Sleafman ever make a return?
I think, and this isn't so. I think you put value on what you deem success, but I don't necessarily deem that as success. So you might
agree.
deem on-screen stuff and doing that as success, but that is not my definition of success.
I'm not saying that as a
Bro,
success.
you were getting you
like
had a lot of fans there on Saturday
And I
night.
see success.
But is that success, Tom?
Lewis, I see success as you are now.
Depends what you value.
Lewis, you're living in a flat with your girlfriend. That's a great. You're not sharing rent with your
she
friends
fucks the
anymore.
internet.
You have a very successful job, which
no longer
financially
above
does
the
very
Chinese
well.
place.
I get bullied daily at my job.
You won a boxing fight in front of thousands of people, or the biggest bonus on the night. You're one of the lead content roles on one of the best podcasts in the world.
Well, that's
All right,
Can we
you
have
have
a
great
round
friends.
table of what everyone's definition of success is? Because I'm quite
think that's
interested to
good.
see the difference.
I don't really have one.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. What about yours?
Feel. Come to me last.
No. But you had a definition of what Theo being successful. So surely you have a.
Feel like you're progressing. I don't know.
Me personally, I think success would
that's
be
my crisis.
being able to live a comfortable life.
But yeah, do that, but while
with enough freedom to have
That's exactly the word that I was going to use.
have-
That's my definition of success.
to have
freedom.
like social
Time freedom,
fun kind of
financial
thing.
freedom, health
freedom's
freedom.
a good one.
Do you think as well?
Freedom is the most important word, I think.
I think you're right, and also stability. I think
Yeah.
having stability in your life is a success.
Damn.
Would you-
Instability,
That's deep side.
was it
Instability.
Instability creates havoc and chaos, which can cause stresses.
Yes.
So having more stability will decrease your stresses.
So it's like someone could be earning.
Wait, so do you view success as just a lack of stress? Sorry to cut you off.
It's all right.
Oh, it depends what type of stress though, because stress is good in certain scenarios.
Eustress, yeah, for example.
What's that?
Eustress. So like when you're like physical stress through
yes,
an
exactly.
Ironman, for
Yes,
example.
exactly.
Yeah, but
stress.
it's impossible to not have any stress in your life.
It doesn't matter how much money you earn or whatever you do. When like billionaires are complaining or whatever, and something like
relative though, isn't it?
It's all relative.
Oh, everything's relative. Like the life we live is better than an 18th century monarch right now.
No.
I don't know. They were fucking being.
No way.
They were having
They'd have girls
they were having
lined up.
orgy after orgy,
Yeah.
mate. Eating the best meat.
Killing anyone they want.
Doing mate, they were going beast mode every
yeah.
day.
Do you know when they
Be
died?
funny or you die.
Do you know when they died?
30.
About 35.
So they had 35 better years than you.
Better than what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I sincerely disagree.
Do you think
no
anyone?
way. No
do you think
way.
anyone has the right to complain?
Yes.
Of course.
I think
Yes, but
everyone
you
has
have to
the
be
right.
wary who you're complaining to.
Yeah, everyone has the
complaining
right to
about.
complain, but it's about
about?
being
I think
aware. It's about being aware of maybe other people have it a bit tougher than you.
Yes.
So maybe just
Yeah.
even if it is true and you think it, maybe just don't say it.
I think the thing for me, I feel the same now as I did when I was working at Sainsbury's and then at radio or whatever. So like, I don't think
there is
it
definitely
doesn't
a
actually
side to that.
still
change.
feel gay.
He's just a bully.
But I think complaining works as well if you use that for positive
no, I think that's
correction.
quite fitting actually, because that was
agree.
I opened up vulnerability.
Pardon?
Say it one more time.
You opened up what?
I opened up vulnerably,
Vulnerably.
and you guys were listening and taking my feelings on account, and Tom
Interesting.
didn't.
Interesting, yeah.
They're very interesting.
Yeah.
Actually.
Wow,
hang on a second. Look, hang on.
Wow, that's so fucking
I
interesting.
need to put up.
You
put up.
fucking.
Put my cape up.
No, but you
Can you not get it around your neck?
It's not meant to be up like this.
you were the
I
one
think
who
this is not-
said you got sucked off by your manager at Sainsbury's.
I told you that in confidence, and
Do you
you.
think we look very open right now?
Pardon? Why are you wearing those trousers?
I think
Is
it's
that the
good
word
for
you
you.
were looking for?
Hold my hand.
Open.
No, they're scaly. They're horrible.
Hold his hand, darling.
Hold my hand.
Hold his hand.
These are all really interesting points.
Right.
Tom,
I'm not holding your hand.
Tom, why are you so defensive about holding his hand? Is there something you need to open up about?
It's not. Honestly, come and feel his hand.
throw up,
They're
Wyatt.
disgusting.
Just makes you feel
You know what,
ugly.
Lewis? I think there's something he needs to really open up a little bit about. You know,
Yeah.
There's clearly something holding him back right now.
All right, here we go. What's the plan of it? What's the plan of the podcast?
Could you?
I think, Tom, obviously, you talk about bumming him openly, but yet you won't hold his hand.
Yeah, because I will have sex with him. I just don't want to be open with him.
Also, I still can't get over the fact that Lewis said I don't work. I actually find that incredibly rude.
I'll just battling you, mate. I'm joking. You're a bit very good.
Tom's a little bit flustered now.
Yeah, because I don't know what's about to happen. This better not be a fucking therapist.
points of
I'm not doing a therapy session.
There's a very big difference, mate, between therapist and marriage counselling.
God, you
Come on in, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Right in the middle.
Joking.
Hello, Paul. Hold my hand.
You are fucking joking.
I'm reaching out to you as a couple.
You have not got a fucking marriage counsellor in.
Mate, we're in a relationship.
Ollie.
And these are also for the
I
day.
sent you an email. Yeah.
So-
Background.
So, Paul, can you introduce yourself, please? Can you pull that mic in just a bit tight? Can you introduce yourself, please, for those at home?
Sorry about the mic. Oh, God, it keeps
Lewis, you want to try and fix the mic before we get started? That'll do. That's fine. Okay.
I'm guessing you've just been told who I am, yeah?
Well, yeah,
Sorry, Tom.
yeah, it's all right.
Tom.
They must be paying you a lot for this.
Touch my hand.
No, I don't want to touch you. They're scaly.
See, this is what I'm on about, ref.
Ref! Stop football match!
Maybe we should start with you, Lewis, shall we?
Yeah.
Tell us what you hope for.
Yeah, it is. No, if you're bringing him in, you're getting it.
If you're listening at home, we have our marriage counsellor Paul here, joined by the co-counsellors of Theo Baker, going by Dr. Bakertron and Dr. Reefy.
So, Paul,
I was going to go by the
how
Reverend.
much do you know about these two?
Very little.
Well, would you like us to quickly fill you in?
I actually did.
On the show. That is not the plan.
So, Lewis, I know you've sent an email before.
yeah,
Lewis is a nice guy, but he deals a lot with stress, which is
Get your hands off me.
he deals very badly with stress. He creates a lot of stressful scenarios in his own head.
Okay.
So he overthinks a lot of things, and I think that can cause a bit of friction between the two.
Doctor, I'd like to think.
No, Lewis, you'll have your time.
Can we object in
And
these
Tom,
sessions? Can we go?
I'm just
I
trying to give
object.
a bit of background.
He's not a
first.
judge. He's there to mend your relationship.
And I'd say Tom is
We'll come back to you, Lewis. We'll check out in a second, but
Tom is definitely on the other end of the spectrum, where he has his approach to life is everything's chill, man. Why worry about anything? Okay. So I feel like they might clash sometimes over that sort of thing.
Get your hands, get those scaly fingers off my knee.
Do you have anything to add about?
I gave a very thorough analysis.
Oh my God.
Their relationship.
You should all be ashamed of yourselves for joining in with this, by the way.
Look at him getting all defensive.
You're making a sham of the marriage counsellor the whole.
Why? See, I just feel
The
like
whole business. You're making a sham of it.
He's already degraded like my thoughts and feelings in front of everyone. Tom,
You're gaslighting now.
this is important
Lewis,
to me.
maybe we come to you. Should we come to you first, as you're the one who brought me in?
Yes,
Just
please.
tell me what you hope to get from this afternoon.
I just simply want Tom to love me the way I love him, in terms of,
Get off my neck, leg, you freak.
Lewis, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this properly.
So, Lewis,
Hold my hand.
tell me, what are you communicating by putting your hand on his leg?
I think this is the most symbolic thing. I'm physically reaching out to him right now with my hand, and he's turning me away.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I want you to hold me in close.
Boy, I want Megan Fox to pull me in close. It's not going to happen.
Do you usually do this at work?
Yeah, it's inappropriate, isn't it?
Metaphorically speaking, yes.
Although it was very real just then. No?
Yeah.
Metaphorically,
But
I
you're
always
still doing it. You still do it.
Sorry.
Do it again.
I think what I need is approval from Tom.
I think what we actually need is a police officer for sexual assault in the workplace, not a marriage counsellor.
Well, I'm not sure if you're reading into this as I am, but what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, let's hear from the other doctor.
Lewis doesn't normally act like this.
Okay.
So I think he's maybe trying to show off or something in front of the camera.
I'm trying to open up.
But normally he doesn't put his hand on his lap. I think he's trying
Oh, he does.
Oh, I do.
Oh, he does? Okay,
Yes, he
sorry.
does.
Well, I think we really want to discuss your actual relationship. I don't want any fun and games here, guys. I want Paul to really Dive deep.
Yeah, okay. Go on
Mate,
then.
so if we come to you, Tom.
Yeah.
What do you like about the relationship?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
The monetary gain I get from it, that's it.
No.
He's using me like...
Tom, you've gained a great friend. You always tell everyone how
Well,
much you
more
love
than
Lewis.
that.
Not one of you, my friends, your colleagues.
Tom, have we kissed? You can't lie to him.
Have we?
Have we kissed?
I don't know.
He's got a picture, mate.
Now, I think there is some tension caused with when
that is true.
Tom did actually kiss Lewis's
I might have led
girlfriend.
him on, to be honest.
I feel like we need to get to that. I feel like I don't know if the resentment that comes from Tom.
If I had to love everyone I kissed, I'd be a lover, not a fighter.
He kissed my mum and girlfriend in the same night.
Okay.
So when you said we'd come to that, you meant a sentence later.
And for me,
But Lewis, I'm still not clear what you want from this
Yeah,
afternoon.
no, well, yeah, me neither.
this might seem weird, Doc, but comment like I wasn't angry about him kissing my mother and girlfriend. It was more like the kiss that I didn't receive.
Right.
It's sort of like him choosing others before me, others that he doesn't like know as well as me, and like I always reach out to him metaphorically, but he pushes me away.
I would choose a termite on the floor over
Tom,
you.
can we have less jokes now, please?
What
Would you want to hear the
joke?
real conversation going on?
What are you on about?
Where was the joke? Who's joking? Am I laughing?
They have to express their real feelings, and it's to be.
Thank you,
analysed by
Reverend.
Paul, yeah.
Go on then. Anything else? You big titty baby.
What
He's analysing.
I don't know if he's going to tell him off. I thought are you going to let him call me that?
He's not your mom. We're not.
It seems like this is the way you communicate, no?
Yeah.
Am I getting
No, I don't want to communicate like that anymore. He calls me a worm. He calls me a termite that he wants to shoot.
call me a caveman?
He tells me he wants me to die
Lewis,
daily.
When you talk, you need to let other people talk.
So how would you like it to be?
Hello, Lewis. How are you? I'm good, Tom. You have a good weekend? Yeah, mate. It was good.
And has it ever been like that?
Never.
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 And how long have you been together?
Sorry. Let's not do
Working
this.
together. Working together.
No, together. Together's right term.
See,
It's approaching
delusions of grandeur again, Lewis.
It's approaching 3 years.
Get your scaly paws off my leg.
Sorry.
When you get very aggressive, please.
Sorry.
Rein it in, actually. Do we need the talking term?
Well, how would you feel if you were being sexually assaulted at work?
Pardon?
Well, at least you might get some, but... fuck you. Fuck you.
Is that what the water's for?
No. There's emotions.
Yeah.
Let's take this seriously.
You're-
Well, Reverend,
We're
you've
here
not
for a
said anything yet.
I'm actually just observing.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to see what Paul says.
Yeah.
So Lewis, you would like a certain way of communicating with Tom, but you've never had that since you've met.
We've had it in spurts, but
No, we haven't.
we are. But I feel like Tom's trying to hide from
Let's not lie.
I feel like when me and Tom are alone, we sort of have like a lot more of an intimate relationship. But when Tom's in front of an audience, it's when he like really like plays up and uses me as the worm to pick on to make others laugh. And I just rather him treat me like an equal when people are around.
So should we bring Tom and ask him what he thinks of what you
I
just
think that'd be good. It's okay.
Get your hands off me. Do you want to know what I think of that? I think he's a fucking idiot and he needs to grow up.
Tom, that's not how we talk in here, is it?
What?
Let's give a real
So-
serious answer, please.
That is my serious answer. Does anyone think I'm joking?
And what keeps you together?
Stop touching me!
Tell me what keeps you together, because it sounds tough after 3 years that it's still
I think
like this.
Sorry, what do you mean to keep us together?
No, I'll answer this one. I think it's
We work together. You click buttons for the show I'm on. That is it.
it just diminishes me down to this like useless little worm.
You are?
I mean, you keep adding those words. He didn't
Yeah,
actually.
I didn't actually say that. I
He
just
calls
said-
me worm.
He did just say you are.
He did say you are. Wait,
So you're stuck with each other.
I know. He likes to pretend it's that, but I know deep down
I
there's
have no
like
say in who the producer is.
I
He
know-
just happens to be the idiot behind the script, behind the keyboard or
And
whatever.
do you always speak to producers like that?
No, just him.
Just him. So he's special.
Yeah.
He gets.
Oh, he's special
The wrath of
indeed.
you.
Oh, he's special, yeah.
But is that, can I ask, is that something you see often where maybe at school, I saw this a lot, you fancy a girl and you maybe kick a football at them or something like that?
Who's doing that?
I don't
It's
know.
you,
but
metaphorically.
but you, Tom, I noticed that you don't speak to any other producers like that, but you feel you can talk to Lewis like that. Does that say anything to you, Paul?
It says something about self-esteem, I would say. Your self-esteem, Lewis.
Well, what does that mean? Yeah.
Because who's got more power in the relationship, would you say?
he's the
Lewis?
power bottom and I'm like
Lewis?
You've got more power.
he's the power
You've
bottom
got
and I'm
power and you've got someone who speaks to you regularly in a
I don't have power.
uncomfortable way and you carry on. You don't
Yeah.
check it, stop it.
I don't have power.
You do, Lewis.
He also speaks to me in the exact same way often.
That's a lie, Your Honour.
Well, I'm guessing you just do this to each other. You don't do this to other people in the team. You don't do these to these guys.
Oh yeah, I'll speak to
He
them
does
the same
not.
way, yeah.
He's not as nasty. No.
So there's something
Only
about the
me.
culture here.
Sorry, that is not
Only me.
not true.
You're scared of Reeve.
I speak to them. I tell them to die daily.
He's scared of Reeve, and Theo attacked him once on a stream.
What? Oh,
That was an accident.
actually, yeah. Should we talk about
There's not much to talk about. It's a pure accident.
Yeah, Doctor.
that? Really?
Where do you see the power dynamic in this room?
Well, I'm also interested in how conflict's resolved in the organisation. How do you resolve conflict when you're...
Clearly not.
I sort of deep. Well, this is why you're here, Paul, because
You just absorb it.
I absorb it. I'm like a sponge, but this sponge is starting to burst, and they criticise me for.
Sponge doesn't burst. How can a sponge burst?
They keep criticising me for like.
No, you talk about a sponge.
Guys, I'm just trying to feel my feelings in front of you.
Could
Sorry,
you say
mate,
you're
go on.
more of a water balloon? You know, the water fills up. You take it until there's too much.
Yeah, he's filling me in, up, in.
You explode like a water balloon. Is that?
We're mixing our metaphors. That's okay.
Oh, I can't believe you got a fucking marriage.
Yeah. So what is the power dynamic looking like between either the two of them or the four of us here?
Well, it looks very imbalanced. There's a kind of... You'd kind of call it an arranged marriage in a way, wouldn't you? So
Yes.
one person didn't really have a choice about sort of entering it.
Yeah.
And then it seems like Lewis has got lots of the power, but it doesn't look when you watch it as if Lewis has got lots of the power.
No.
The ironic thing as well is that Lewis is actually the one that invited Tom into the marriage in the first place.
I liked him.
That isn't true.
And it would suggest there's something quite masochistic about Lewis. He kind of likes being kicked.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you definitely do.
No.
You definitely do bring it on yourself. Like you do like to like have people go at you. I feel like you like get off on it a lot of the times.
No.
You do.
I'm getting bullied. That's like bullying the twerp in the corner and
Can I-
saying, you like this really? And it's like, no, I don't. Stop bullying me, please.
Lewis likes to say things that antagonize people and people online.
I've never once antagonized Tom.
I'm talking generally speaking here, Lewis.
So you like to get a reaction from people.
Yes.
Yes.
Not those close to me.
And
We're not close.
What
Get your hands off
what
Sorry.
happens
me.
if you try to do it a slightly different way, that you can get people's backs up?
Get the what?
Do you not get the same response from
I think only what this comes down to is Tom has homosexual feelings, and I think that's safe to say. There's a video that I think we should talk about that's quite relevant here.
We're
That's
not
an
gonna play
AI
that, are we?
video.
We're not playing that, are we?
Why did you bring that up? I thought that's irrelevant.
Well, because
Yeah,
it's relevant.
see,
It's
look,
relevant to
making
our
digs at
relationship.
me,
It's
making
relevant to
little
our.
digs at me.
It's
That was
relevant
a
to
really-
our relationship.
That was a really traumatic experience of my life.
You always talk about wanting to get bummed, and I'm a male who also feels emotions towards you, but yet you push me away, and I feel like
want
you're
to get
running.
bummed by
I think-
Brad Pitt,
and I think
not
you're running.
fucking Goonie from the sloth.
Honey, you're running from those emotions.
Sloth of the Goonies, fuck's sake.
Guys, we're getting off track
that's
here.
one-
He's called me sloth from the Goonies, ref.
Okay, you two need to calm it down. all
You
right?
do look like
We're
him,
getting off
though.
track here. Reeve, I believe you sent an email.
I did send an email.
What the
Can
fuck?
we start going through the email if that's
By the way,
okay with you, Paul?
they're so fucking busy with their lives. You need to
Guys, for one second, if you mind, stop talking at me.
You're all saddos.
Can we just hold hands through this bit?
we just do
Because
the
I think
serious bit?
can,
Is
no,
that
can we
right?
actually
No,
hold hands
because
through this bit? Because
it's like old sandpaper.
I'm
It's disgusting.
I'm just for the sake of our relationship. Hold my hand.
So
I
just
can't believe you brought this poor bloke in to do this.
Does it get serious?
It does. We want it to get serious, but I think that may be actually one of the issues.
yeah.
How do you do that? How do you make it serious? How do you get it
We
serious?
change the lighting normally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Press the.
Can you
It's already on serious
Yeah.
stuff.
That's all
Get
we
your
do.
hands off me.
But
Oh, wait, we were already on serious the whole
and
time?
Tommy Lewis, that is actually a good question, you know. For the next 10 minutes, can we just do this properly?
I've done the whole
Please.
thing honestly and properly.
Lewis, and no more acting from you. No more
I'm
chucking
not-
water on your eyes.
water,
No
no
more making
tears.
And you have to respect Tom. He's clearly uncomfortable with you touching his leg, so maybe stop that.
I like it. Makes
And we're
me
going to work through this email.
See, it's all about me
Together.
with you. That's the problem in this relationship.
Finally, you're
It's
opening
all
up.
about me. I want to do this. I want to do that. Well, I fucking don't. All right.
What do you want?
I wake up each day and pray for the news. Lewis Bowden has passed, unfortunately, at the age of 27.
Look, boys, because this is quite a unique opportunity we have with Paul here, so I'd
Yeah.
really like to take this seriously.
So my email.
I'm being serious.
So you two, we're going to put you two on pause for the next 10 minutes.
So
You don't
my
have to
email
talk.
to summarise. Obviously, you've read this firsthand. For everyone else in the group, pay attention.
Yes, ref.
Do not.
General overview of the relationship. Substantial abuse of power, certainly in general conversation. Tom being higher in the company hierarchy than Lewis. I think that's fair.
Wait, I abuse my power.
Yes.
Yes.
How do I abuse my power?
Tom definitely assuming the primary position in this relationship.
He's the power
There's a
boy.
collective drinking issue
Drinking?
for when you're both together. I feel like you consume too much alcohol.
You're just a fanny, mate.
Name calling. Tom. Name calling.
This brought you together.
Yeah. Drinking's cool, though, isn't it? These are fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Deep down, truly love each other, but superficially bully each other. There you go.
See, not one way.
Two incredibly.
No, because I'm not a bitch, but he acts the same way I act. I just don't.
It's uncalled for.
I just don't play the bullying card because
That was uncalled for.
Lewis,
Sorry, Your Honour.
Never did. Give it now. Give it here.
Okay.
Two incredibly stubborn people as individuals.
I'm not stubborn.
Say so.
Okay, good point. Mutual hatred for each other's work ethic. Lewis works too hard, Tom works too little. Lewis has a creative mind. Tom is very skeptic of his ideas. And often Lewis has outlandish suggestions, not always successful or smart, but relentless in his pursuit for progress. Tom has a very logical mind, whereas Lewis can be very illogical.
Can you stop touching my leg?
Sorry, I keep forgetting the habit. I'm
guys,
sorry.
can we actually do this properly, please?
I spent 45 minutes last
Yeah.
night whipping
No,
this up, but that's
seriously,
crazy,
because-
brother.
Then you need a life.
Seriously, guys.
Can we have a side quest? What do you think about him spending 45 minutes on that message? Do you think he has some issues?
You told me to do this because he said, I'm too busy with everything and can't bother.
Yeah,
Gonna play golf.
Anyway, we are
Got no
swiftly getting
rounds
through
to
these
do.
bullet points. Tom has a very laissez-faire approach to content. Lewis always finds an imperative need to know what's going on, where, and when.
What the fuck's laissez-faire?
It basically means like hands off.
Chill out.
He always uses fancy words. I don't know why.
It's French.
We're English.
English.
English motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Stop talking.
Tom has a very relaxed view on life and doesn't get easily stressed. Vice versa for Lewis, finds constant stress in many things.
That's the word. Finds.
They
Look
do.
for.
Find it. I feel it.
Remember,
They
you-
do enjoy each
I
other's
feel-
company, though,
Like
even though it
thought.
may not seem that way. I think you can both agree on that one, can't you guys?
don't hear what you
45 minutes to put that.
Tom, you'll have your time to talk.
Both really good people at heart with true care for each other and both fairly selfless when it comes to each other's needs. Lewis is an authoritarian when it comes to both podcasts, though, and both
Call
have
me Adolf.
and both have a concerning frequency of using the phrase beast mode.
Dictator, I'd say.
Paul, what's your thoughts
I was
on what
wondering
you've
if
seen
you
so
could
far?
could do to each other what he just did. Could you do that to each other without
A breakdown.
falling into insults and
I think that's a fair assessment.
No, I think we should do it to each other.
I don't think we should.
I think.
so that the answer's no? You don't think you could?
No, we'll go for.
No, I mean, I just agree with all that. I couldn't add anything to
Oh,
that.
you can.
So, all right,
Other than
Tom,
the fact
if-
I think you strongly remind me of Adolf Hitler.
I think Tom has love for me and he's scared to show it in public, but he does show snippets of it. So for me, there's like, it's more like breaking through that barrier with Tom. Like, what does he need to be able to show it in person?
What are we doing?
actually true. You're laughing, but that's actually very true.
What do I need to give him to make him feel comfortable to show the love that I know he feels?
Yeah.
What's your need for love?
Yeah.
Why do you seek
Weird.
love from Tom?
I think being a youngest child, the need for attention and love is something that
You
drives
not have
deep.
enough people in
That's
your
a
life.
breakthrough.
That is a break. Do you need validation?
Yes. But mainly from Tom.
But
Are we
why?
able to-
Why do you need it from me? Do you not have
Because-
enough people in your life who give it?
You're the one man who won't give me it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, do you usually go after people who are unavailable?
Yeah.
Do you?
I like, part of me does like the challenge of Tom.
Yeah.
Because I know when I do get a sip on the nectar of his love, then it's going to be fucking,
that's it as well.
it will be delightful.
Are we able to dive a little bit deeper into maybe Lewis if he's more willing to open up a little bit more?
I feel like we need to make sure Tom does open up.
No, because we'll come, I think what
Fire away.
I don't know if this is what you're reading here, Tom. Paul, sorry. I feel like if Tom sees Lewis open up a little bit more, maybe you'll be more inclined to
Yes.
open up a little bit more.
There's nothing to
Yeah,
open up.
group vulnerability is a powerful thing.
Stop touching me.
Tom, would you say that is correct?
Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
We have to focus
Yes.
in on. Yeah, we have to focus in on.
Why would you want Lewis to open up?
Funny.
Is he funny when he opens
He
up?
wants me to open up so he can laugh at me.
I can laugh at him being all vulnerable and like, oh, look at
So
me.
you can carry on doing what you do?
Yeah.
And this is kind of works. 3
No.
years you've been playing these roles and it kind of works.
Yeah, yeah.
No, because
yeah.
I'm not.
I think it works.
I'm not happy.
Hey, well, you can quit, can't you?
Yeah, Tom cannot.
Ref.
I can't quit.
Actually, Lewis, you're not allowed to quit either.
I'm sort of like trapped in this perpetual state of hell
But it
Which
kind of,
I love.
It kind of works though, no?
No,
I've seen lots worse marriages than this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's working. I feel really sad.
See,
He
yeah,
has
see
financial
that?
freedom. He has great friends.
Doc, did you hear that though? Me, I, self. It's all about him, isn't it?
I care about you greatly, Tom.
Do you?
I love you. Yeah. Well, I don't know why you can't say that. I love you.
Thank you.
And are there other people you love?
I love him.
You don't love
You
me.
just love everyone.
Yeah.
I love those close to me.
Okay.
And but Tom won't tell me he loves me.
Do you do the same with them as you do with Tom?
Yeah.
I've never felt any love from Lewis towards me. I only get, you're late, where are you?
Yeah.
And why are you not here?
Yeah.
Strangely, my relationship's almost the opposite of that.
Yeah, we get-
Lewis shows me love a lot.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because he's on
Tactile with
time.
you guys.
Very tactile with me.
Yeah, especially after a couple of drinks as well.
I like
Yeah.
to kiss.
And also he has the ability to not listen a lot of the time. So even when we are doing something correct that he's asked for and we've already done it, his brain is so elsewhere.
He's a control freak.
I find he's not present in the moment. So we do something and he said, you haven't done it. And we go, we have done it. He goes, do it again.
Ref, I would like to point out that Theo's a multi-millionaire and he just feels like
not true.
he's used to people fixing
nowhere
his
near
problems for him. So he sort of just says anything on camera and I'll try and politely explain, Theo, I need these words exactly just for this reason, that reason. He'll then go on a 10-minute rant on why I'm an idiot and then he'll eventually say the words that we could have said originally.
But I'm guessing also, listen, it's kind of hard to hear the team feedback to you.
Especially when we've already done what you've asked.
They didn't. Otherwise, I don't ask for it.
Is this the stubborn that we're talking about?
Yes.
No,
Absolutely.
Because all of us were there at the time. We all agreed we'd already done it.
He wasn't.
And it was actually,
he was in bed.
And it was also actually on camera.
Paul
so
also,
you could look
was
back at it.
not here.
Yeah, true.
And he just refused to listen to our opinions. And he does it quite often, actually.
I feel like we're getting off topic.
You feel a bit ganged up on.
See, now-
ganged up on.
No, this is what he does again. He'll
No, 'cause
he'll
this
try
is-
and change the subject. He knows he's wrong.
Tom only opens up when it's getting at me. Why don't you talk, dickhead, caveman?
No, look.
See? Now you're seeing the real relationship. Yeah.
You don't understand, right?
He's such a poor little bullied man, isn't he, in the corner?
Lewis,
Sorry,
Get those
I wasn't touching you.
disgusting sandpaper hands away from me.
Lewis,
Have you heard how he speaks to me?
Have you felt his hands?
I was wondering if they were smooth, whether it would be okay to put them there. Would it?
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah. Feel, Paul, honestly, feel his hand. Just
There you
please.
are. There you go. You just have to have smooth hands and then it'll
Is
be
that
okay.
not disgusting? He feels like a lizard.
guys, we're getting off topic here because
It's like stroking an alligator's cock.
All right, we're going to do the...
Why would he? We always. I told you, homoeroticy it swarms Tom at every turn. I think that's where it gets down to.
Because he's funny.
Pass that rap, please.
What would you like to tell us, Tom?
I don't want to tell anything. I've got nothing to say.
Okay, so
I can answer questions.
It's only Lewis that seems to have something to say.
Well, yeah, as always.
You have to open up.
And he,
Get your hands off
I
me.
keep forgetting.
he keeps communicating with touch.
Well, no, he's suddenly started to do this for this episode to try and wind me up, I think. But
I always do this.
And let's just go back a little bit. So 3 years together,
stop it.
obviously,
Sorry, that was meant for
obviously
mining.
reasonably successful.
Yeah,
So why change?
exactly. That's my point. Stop doing that. Now that is weird.
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's be serious.
Sorry.
Tom just said it kind of works. Let's carry on.
For
doing the
him.
same. Why change?
Because I'm getting bullied and I'm not happy with how it is.
Okay.
Because the way it works for him
And how-
is making people laugh by using me as a punching bag. And that isn't really
How
good.
would you suggest a friend dealt with a bully?
You want me to fight him?
Punch him.
What would you suggest if a friend said to you, I'm being bullied? What do you suggest?
I'd laugh at him.
Yeah, you sort of like be like, come on, mate, you're 26.
You're 26.
I know it doesn't seem it.
I'm 26, yeah.
So how would you advise a friend who said, I'm being bullied?
You'd stop maybe being their friend, but the problem is, I'm locked in eternal. I'm locked in eternal working relationship with this man.
If my mate said to me I'm being bullied, I'd be like, mate, you're 28. Are you getting bullied?
So if Reeve came to you saying he was being bullied, you'd stop being Reeve's friend.
Yeah.
I came to you saying I'm being
Yeah, he
bullied.
didn't
What are you
understand the question there. He really didn't
going to
understand
do?
the question.
I've come to you today saying I'm being bullied by Tom Garratt. What are you going to do?
Well, first of all, I won't stop
I
being your
instructed a
friend.
marriage counsellor of every point I
Yeah.
felt relevant.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
All right, I'm shutting off, then. I'm shutting off.
Oh no, God forbid you actually shut the fuck up.
close, but
Paul.
No, you're doing that thing where nothing makes sense again.
Yeah.
Punching bag.
You're closing down
Oh,
because...
so everyone bullies you now? Is it just me?
Punching bag.
Is it just me?
Theo's
Ask
scared
your
of Tom.
question. Paul asked you a question, Lewis. Asked you a question. You didn't hear him because you're too busy.
Yeah.
Slide digs.
Do you feel bullied?
I'm getting
back to bullying.
Everyone's ganging up on me right now, ref, because he's not opening up, and I'm the only one willing to put my feelings out there.
And can I just check out? Are you the most powerful one out of this group?
No, I'm like the bitch.
He definitely is.
So when you came in, was the culture like this before?
No, they were nice to the last producer.
I've never had.
I'd say we're nice to you.
You are.
I think we treat you very well. I think we've done a lot more for
gaslight
you
me.
than anyone at this company has
He
done.
holds that over my head, ref.
I reckon I've done a lot more for you than you've even given 5% to me.
I'm trying to pay it back in love.
The amount,
Tell us a bit more, Tom. What's
Yeah,
that?
nice.
We spent quite a lot of money on him for a Christmas present for one of his favourite players' signed shirts.
That's true.
A substantial amount of money.
we surprised him with his favourite footballer of all time.
Yeah.
And sent him to a Newcastle match with his dad.
Let Tom
You just listing things.
I thought you said we. I thought you said collective thing.
I wasn't involved in that, was it?
No, but it's your idea, Tom.
Okay. Yeah, we've helped him. I've helped him be a part of two massive. Stop touching me.
Sorry.
Two massive podcasts, help him grow personally. I'm the face of most of his TikTok
I don't do TikToks
thumbnails
anymore.
where they've done well because he uses me for content. The list goes on, and then him to me.
Lewis, let me just check out. What's it like hearing Tom say all these things?
It feels like he puts value on the materialistic, but I just want love. Sort of thing. I just want his friendship. Like all that is fantastic.
We're back at work.
That's not how, I don't judge.
Don't those actions prove love and like and whatever you want to feel? You just want me to have sex with you, that's what it is.
You do seem to want more than the working relationship, don't you?
We have more than a work. He's pretending this is a working relationship.
No, we definitely don't.
We do.
No, we don't.
We have more than a working relationship, Thomas.
See, are you not finding this borderline creepy now that it's this constant, I want us to have this, I want this love, well, I don't want that. I can't just go up to a woman and go, I want you to love me.
Because
Because that's illegal.
So what makes it okay to do it here? I think you're right. Most workplaces probably wouldn't permit what's going on.
It's actually really unprofessional the way you're acting.
All I want right now, just so we can see where we're at, each of us draw how we feel about the other. So like maybe draw. I draw you.
I've taken over.
I draw you, and you draw me.
Why are you doing this?
I just want to visualize for the audience back home how he feels about me.
And he's once again taken control.
It's not, to be honest, untypical of couples therapy. So mostly when people come to couples therapy, they bring the partner and say, I'm fine, this person needs to change.
Yeah.
And I think this is what's going on here. So
Interesting.
Lewis brought me in because he wants essentially Tom to change.
Yeah.
But there is no relationship.
So this is a very similar dynamic you actually see often.
It is.
And
What's different here is the overt challenge of boundaries. So Lewis's regular infringement of Tom's boundaries is unusual.
So
this is
horrendously backfired.
Yeah, this is backfired massively on you.
in this
You're now actually on the brink of getting a call from the police.
before we show your photos, Paul, can I ask you like what in this scenario, what is your usual go-to, I guess, or is it different for everyone?
You'd have to kind of go back to basics and almost talk about how they want to kind of do the relationship. So what things do they need in place to help them manage a working relationship?
Are we able to do that?
Are you able to do it?
Are we able to do that now? Yeah.
You'd have to get their buy-in.
Guys,
You guys willing to set your own professional...
Can we just show the photos before? Because then
of course,
They're not photos. Although mine is basically a photo.
So this is how I see Tom like this. I see him like
It's actually really good.
Why has he got wonky eyes?
he's like my Superman.
You're actually quite good at art.
That's how I see you in my head.
Why am I cross-eyed?
I didn't do the eyes well. So that's how I see Tom. Tom, how do you see me?
a worm.
Is that a snake?
It's a worm.
Oh, okay.
Like a little, it's Louis.
Okay, we've got the fun and games over
Is that
there,
not,
guys.
look at his head, he's got the same face.
Are you guys willing to buy in and accept what is about to happen?
Yes.
Because you've had your laughter. All right.
Yeah, we want a
Time to do this
serious
properly.
resolution.
It feels like it would be very difficult to get sort of buy-in, no?
Yeah, it's been very
we'll
difficult.
buy in. We're buying.
Are
We're
we there,
bought in.
maybe? Are
I'm
we
bought
there
in.
now?
What do you want me to do?
We're
don't feel like
working out what you both want from the relationship going forward.
Paul, would you say so far what you've heard and witnessed that I'm probably not the issue that I've been made out to be?
As
Stop
a
touching
couple,
me.
A working couple, it's always a we. but you both operate with lots of eyes.
So we need to think about each other more.
Yes,
We're
yes,
not
yes.
a couple. That's the
But you're a
whole.
working couple.
We are
We're a
working
working couple, we are.
partner.
We're a working couple.
Like, we're a
we
working
are.
couple.
We're a duo.
I don't know if both of you understand working couple in the same way.
I do though, but I have boundaries in that
I
way.
think you've got a reasonable sense of what you think a working relationship is.
Thank
with a
you.
colleague. I think, Lewis, you've got
Stop
a more
it.
blurred version.
Stop it.
I think we just.
Why
I
is
think.
your hand there?
I
Lewis,
think.
can you just take this seriously?
I think we would thrive if we were closer.
Yes. Again, you think.
But I can't speak for you, Thomas.
What you want is to be more physically close with Tom or emotionally close.
Both, ideally. Yeah.
Which just isn't professional, is it?
But his boundaries extend to the point where he doesn't want to do that. So
This isn't a working relationship, though.
I'm happy for our working relationship, not.
We're not in a working relationship.
So what are we in?
A relationship.
Lewis,
No,
can you,
we're not.
Lewis,
A personal relationship.
Delusions of grandeur again.
It is a personal
Can you listen
relationship.
to Grandfather Reeve over here?
We have a personal relationship.
All right. And just for once in your life, for once, Tom's accepting now. Tom's actually doing this seriously. Can you just do this seriously?
We are in a personal relationship.
You are in a personal relationship,
Yes.
but you're not in a sexual relationship.
Well, not yet, but like as a. Well, we're not. I can't speak for what the future holds. He wanked off his mate in Tenerife. If we're mates now, he might wank me off at some point.
How would your girlfriend feel about you talking like this?
Well, she kissed him, so like
Yeah.
she has no leverage. He's kissed me. You have to think like I've been sort of led down a road here. He kissed me. If he had a few
Which
drinks
means
right
what?
now, he'd.
What does that mean to you?
Ooh. Yeah. It was nice to get a taste of the lions. Would you usually end a session like with a hug?
No, I would probably go to you and say, what can you do personally to improve the relationship?
I think I can treat Tom how I want him to treat me.
That is, again, selfish.
So that doesn't sound like a relationship. That
Yeah.
sounds like just you.
Yeah.
What's the right answer?
No.
But treating others how you want to be treated is just a general.
I feel
hallmark
like
of
Paul. I'm not
human
gonna lie.
interaction.
Paul, I think you're. I think you. Come on.
Yeah.
You have a word.
Yeah.
It's all Tom.
Yeah.
If
it's
just
on
Tom
there.
would do what you wanted, life would be okay.
That's fine. I'm happy to.
Now,
take that with
Paul,
you.
you're
It's
actually
fine.
starting to
Lou,
speak my language.
Lou, you know when Paul asks a couple questions to both of you individually in the future, can you answer them properly?
Because
What question did I not answer properly?
No,
of them.
just when
I
he's-
answered questions properly there. I said I want Tom to stop bullying me and call me a worm
Yeah, but you're,
and picking on me in front of people.
You're laughing
That's
throughout
fine,
them.
I can
Just,
do
just
that.
answer them seriously. Like, if he asks me a question, I would be vulnerable and answer them properly.
But
Just do the
if you
same.
do it from your perspective, because you haven't got any power over Tom, have you?
No, I'm the
What can
bitch.
you do to improve
Did
the
you hear that?
relationship?
Well, I try. Honestly,
Did you hear that, though?
This is
Just-
my
just
last.
to remind you,
this
you're
is my.
below me.
This is my last roll of the dice. Getting the marriage counsellor in. Other than that, I don't know what else I can do.
How,
Is it divorce?
See,
can you divorce with someone you're not
technically,
with?
I'll have to interject here. Technically, if Lewis does divorce, he'll be on the streets.
I'm trapped in hell.
No alimony.
I'm trapped in hell.
That which fills me with great
What
delight.
really we're looking at
Yeah.
is an abuse of power. But I feel like let's just have a look. How because we've all said what we need to say. Let's see how we can make this
I
better.
don't think we have.
Yeah.
I really don't think we have.
I don't actually think we've achieved anything.
Yeah,
I don't know
don't-
what you think here.
Well, I'm clearer than I was when I started about the dynamic, and it looks slightly terminal. But it also
I agree.
seems to work.
Yeah.
Because you've got 3 years under your belt.
Yeah.
You seem to both
It's like
engage
sweet and sour,
in this sort of banter that seems to work,
hot and spicy.
and you like it.
Stop it. Yeah, thoughts on that? Worm?
Lewis, he says all this, right? But I don't know if I speak for you guys. I feel like we feel the same. Lewis is irreplaceable to us.
Oh,
And I don't
Jesus.
think Lewis knows it or feels it.
That's
Is that true, Lewis? Do you know it or feel it?
oh, this is backfired on you, hasn't it, mate?
Instead
oh,
of laughing, why don't you actually open up?
It is interesting. The deeper we get, the less you actually want to do.
yeah, exactly. He thought this would be me.
But at the
I
same
just
point,
think for the listener,
What do you think of what I just said?
it makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Why? Why's that? Tell us why.
But we appreciate it. So our appreciation makes you
no,
feel
that's quite interesting because you demand more love, but when you receive it,
Yeah,
you're
see, that's weird, isn't it?
yeah, that is
Paul?
strange.
How do you?
Weird.
How do you?
You're onto
Simply,
something.
you should
You're onto
say that.
something.
That is strange. You can't be yearning for more love
Yeah.
off other people, and then when it's granted, you
Maybe I
don't
know
how
it
to
makes you
see
feel uncomfortable, so I go the other way,
Yeah,
which you
that's-
actually prefer.
How do you see that, Paul?
it's interesting that we're in the last couple of minutes we've kind of started to sort of speak in relatively straightforward language, not
Normality,
bullying,
yeah.
not aggressive, and it feels uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feels really
Weird, isn't
So it feels like you can
uncomfortable.
snipe and sort of accuse and
Yeah. There you go.
judge. It feels easier.
Maybe Paul. Maybe I think it's great how it is.
Oh right.
I think we've
That's what
learned.
you said to me.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's really sad, man. We were finally starting to get somewhere,
Yeah.
and you shutting it down.
Yeah. You stupid ugly worm. Sorry. Sometimes it's natural.
That happens a
This will
lot.
trigger it back into the pattern that you used to, won't it?
Yeah, but I'm happy with how everything is.
This suggests in a way it's kind of hard to get intimate.
Yeah.
As
Intimate,
we
yeah.
get nearer to being... sort
Should
of
I get
bonded.
intimate with a colleague?
Well,
We're not a
intimate
colleague.
in how we talk.
Oh.
So these guys seem to be interested in how you guys are feeling, what's going on.
I don't like when he calls us colleagues.
It feels hard to talk
They're
about.
pretending to be.
They're pretending, of course. Yeah.
No, I care seriously about both.
Oh,
of you.
that's
That's
a
not fair.
nibble. Christ.
Yeah, so do I. I do.
I agree.
I wouldn't have done the body
you
points
don't
last
think I-
night if I didn't.
You don't think I
right.
care about you?
Stop saying that. Don't do that.
Why you
Looking
get so
at me.
uncomfortable?
No.
It makes
Answer
me
the
feel
question.
really
What happens
uncomfortable.
when a woman comes into the department?
Lewis normally runs.
Because it's very male.
It very rarely a woman ever steps foot in this room, actually.
I'm not surprised.
Not that you don't. Not that.
Yeah.
Not you.
Stop looking at me like you're an actual therapist twiddling your pen.
I think Reeves...
This was your idea. Don't fucking you
I didn't
start.
think it would go like
if
this.
Reeve here was in your position, he would be vulnerable and he'd open up.
I'd-
And he'd
I'd be
respect-
Ask me,
happily
right, ask me a
comfortable with it.
question
Yeah,
then.
because he's a wet lettuce.
Okay.
Does this change when there's alcohol involved?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, the dynamic's
What
very
happens
different.
with, what happens with alcohol?
Tom becomes very loving, and he always tells you how much he loves you.
I do.
especially at 3
I
a.m. in
do
the
love you
kitchen.
all though, but
Yeah.
I don't need to say it every 2 minutes like you fairy. You don't actually. You've never told me you love me.
I did today.
Yeah, for a joke on the podcast.
On alcohol,
Yeah, that's true,
Tom,
actually. I've
Tom
never heard it
opens up.
in earnest.
Tom
Yeah.
becomes more loving and more caring. Lewis does the opposite.
I disagree with that. I'm just more
No,
vocal. At that.
Yeah.
I'm not any less loving or
More
caring. I'm
but
just more
I think
vocal
that's
about
correct,
it.
More vocal. Whereas Lewis starts exasperating all his issues out loud. So everything he's storing up when he's sober, when he's drunk, it all comes spilling out.
Even though he has none.
It's because I don't feel like.
He did a video. His video idea was wake up for 30 days at 5 a.m. thinking it's like some groundbreaking
What
thing.
time do you wake up at 5 a.m, Paul?
What time
What
do you wake
time
up?
do you wake up at 5 a.m., Paul?
I'd say 5 a.m.
I'd say I'd probably spill out and get emotional when drunk because
No, you don't.
this is not a safe.
You get
they're not-
annoying when you're drunk.
No, he's-
while sober, these aren't a safe pair of ears to listen to.
Lewis, you were messaging me drunk when I was sober last week.
Every time I speak, it's like I've said something wrong.
Because you do.
You were
That's
wrong.
what it feels like, Paul.
He was wrong.
I feel like here I'm speaking, but I'm getting told off. But then they say they want me to speak more. So I
Oh, no, I've never said that.
I think sometimes they ask me to speak more just so they can put me down.
When have
more.
I ever asked you to speak more?
And then when I recluse, then they're like, "See,
Name a time I've ever asked you to speak more.
I'm not talking to them too."
Oh,
They're
okay.
fucking-
And has
I didn't say
ever
anything.
been different than it is this afternoon? The relationship and how the dynamic works.
You're looking at me like that.
Because he asked you a question, so we're waiting for you to answer.
Yeah, you're meant to answer when someone asks you a question. It's polite.
You're such a twat. No, it's normally like this. Yeah.
So you're used to it, familiar.
I think like I'm a needed piece of the jigsaw for them to shout at, and then they feel closer as a result.
That's not-
But like, if that's my role,
You're gaslighting.
So you're alright with it then? So you're actually alright with it then? Just shut your fucking
Reeve,
mouth.
what do you think of that?
I think that Lewis is emotionally supported by us at all times.
So do I.
Why is that funny?
You opened up to me. You opened up to me this week about loads of things. We always
Yeah,
listen.
we converse as real friends all the time.
Unfortunately, you need a reality check. Even if I was looking for a male companion, you'd be bottom of the list.
why?
Come on, we've all got eyes, haven't we? Let's not do that.
It keeps it going when you keep going, doesn't it? You could easily stop this.
Yeah.
I can't. I tried to stop it, ref, but then when I stop talking, then they say I'm not
Fucking
talking
ref.
enough, and then when I keep talking, then they say I'm
That's
not
the
answering the
masochistic
question.
part, isn't it, that you kind of like?
No,
Because would it be hard?
I feel like you're ref. I feel like you're joining in with them right now.
Not okay to have that attention though. Does it feel like you'd lose the attention?
That's
No,
a really
I'm-
good point.
I'm
That's
happy
a
for
really
us.
good
I'm
point.
Absentee.
I'm happy for us
Yeah.
to put it over on Tom right now.
I'm happy for that as well. You can ask me whatever you want.
Paul, are you able to dive deeper into what you just said there? About the attention thing. Are you able to explain a little bit more how you perceive with Lewis there?
Well, it feels like it's
This
quite
can't
hard
be
to
a
get
good
attention
listen.
in a very straightforward way, which is, can I have 5 minutes of your time and can we talk about something?
Right.
So it gets kind of masked or hidden by, I'm going to thump you. I'm going to say you're ugly. Or
And how can we resolve that situation?
you'd have to, first of all, think this is not the best way for us. We're not achieving what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure that's true because it seems to work quite effectively. It's quite funny. And,
I agree.
But I imagine it's tiring.
Yes.
And I imagine you don't go home at the end of the day feeling great.
No, not at all.
But you come in the next day and do...
And then they ask me why am I stressed, why you run down, and it's like, well,
You've got to say that with a straight face if you want me to.
I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean it.
But Luke, do you not think that maybe part of the problem why you're feeling stressed all the time is actually a you problem?
Can we take note of what just happened there? So I agreed and elaborated on that point. I said, yeah, the way they make me feel, it will. It hits you down. But Theo, because that includes him into that collection, he said no, and he said no. Isn't it about you, Lewis? Isn't it about you? So because that was a slant on Theo in some form, he sort of rewrote that narrative. I'm saying no, it's the way that they treat me. It whittles you down.
Yeah.
So Theo,
I
I'm
simply
telling
just
you,
asked you a question.
Theo, I'm telling you, that's why. And I like to ask you a question: is the reason you're deflecting that and trying to put it on me because it is in some part your fault that I feel like this?
No, I was just asking a question. I didn't actually hear what you said.
Oh, so you weren't listening, which you just had to go in for.
Yeah, because all I
Interesting.
could think about was one thing at a time. I have a very bad memory.
So excuses are okay for you, but they're not for others. It's like there's a different standard dynamic.
Oh.
I was actually just quite proud of you.
Oh,
for
so the
opening up.
couple, I think the couple over's changed.
He started gaslighting there because at first he said, I want you to answer a question, but now I put it on him. He's saying he was proud of me for opening up.
It doesn't
so he
feel
sort of
safe.
changed
It doesn't
it.
feel safe,
It's not
does it?
safe. I don't feel
Doesn't feel
safe.
safe to be vulnerable.
It really doesn't feel safe.
Have you ever been
safe.
vulnerable?
How would you describe the dynamic we have between the four of us as your professional opinion? And would you say it's
a
healthy or
professional who's met us
toxic?
for 10
Healthy or
minutes.
toxic?
Healthy, it's slightly binary, isn't it? I think there's...
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Like you like a bit of both?
Oh, okay. Just checking.
No, as in like it's either one or the other.
I think there's
there's
regular
a nuance,
attempts
isn't
to
there?
connect with each other,
Yeah.
and it feels hard to connect with each other, so you go back into a comfort zone, which is where you fire a few grenades at each other, and that gets a big reaction, and it's funny and it works.
I just find it funny.
But is that healthy, Paul?
It depends on the culture here. It seems to work here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I guess it would get very tiring.
You're looking at me there, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
And what happens when one of you guys actually something difficult is going on and you want to talk to each other about a difficulty?
I think we're fairly open in terms of natural conversation outside of the job, I would say. But then again, I do mediate a lot of the situations.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you get tired?
No. I just say less than everyone else.
I feel like they don't take me seriously sometimes. You know, I'm a funny and laughing guy, except you. Actually, you know when I'm being serious.
I'm a funny and laughing guy.
No, as in, like, normally, you
Okay,
know how
right.
to take me serious, but I feel like,
Yeah.
especially Lewis. Tom can be serious as well, but they, you know, they're always fun and games. And actually sometimes...
But he's putting a voice on now. So if we're going to be open and honest, he's putting a fucking voice on. So no, Mr. Open and Honest, stop saying it's all fun and games. And let's hear you proper then. Let's open up.
That's how I talk in my turtleneck.
No, it's not. Come on.
Dapper laugh.
I just try to open up and I get shot down.
No, Victor, he's so bad for this. The gaslighter. I'm hitting you with the same sword that you hit me.
See what I mean?
That's
I'm not
the ebb and flow that happens.
So
I'm not allowed
talk
to say
properly,
how I
talk
feel.
properly and start again.
Is it
I was
not just
talking
me who
properly.
actually really enjoys
You can
the
bring
way
them
we talk to each
together.
other?
I don't mind it.
They work on the same team though, don't they?
Yeah.
Where they
Yes,
kind of
yeah,
the
very
tag
much
team,
so.
tag
So
team,
really, the key to their relationship is actually Theo.
Well,
Is
it's
it?
part of it.
Yeah,
Really?
Well, he can unite you two.
yeah. You
go
join
against
forces
it.
immediately as soon as
Whoever, but either of them.
If I tried opening up there and I just got shot down.
You put a
That's what I
voice
mean,
on.
more so
Or
for-
be
But the same way
serious.
with anyone.
It's
You weren't
I'll
serious. You
go
put a
with the
voice
ball.
on.
deep side.
I'll put a voice on, and you said, "No, Lewis, be serious. Be serious."
Reeves
Water in
not
your
funny
face.
to go at because he doesn't bite. He bites the most, but then I get more pleasure from saying things to him.
This is back to sadism, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it fills me up. Because he acts, it's my get back of him making me do stupid things all the time, and I have no real say in it. So it's basically that's my get back. Whereas Theo is only funny to do because he nibbles quite easily.
That's all I am to do.
Theo, open up.
I'm just a nibbler.
But that
I am.
was quite honest, Lewis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He feels frustrated.
That was
He's often
honest.
put in a position where he has to do things that he's not really on board with, doesn't really like.
But that is also my job, so it is
I was going to say,
what it is.
man does job a bit.
But
you
it's
know.
a
This gives him a
legitimate
chance to get
frustration.
back at you. This gives him a chance to get back at you.
A bit like yesterday when he made me walk down Wembley Way and was actively blackmailing me by saying, if you don't do this, I'm going to shout, Tom Garratt's here, whilst we're getting mobbed by thousands of kids. See, so it's okay for him to do that.
Paul, is that not funny?
I also think that is funny, but I also think it's funny to call you an ugly worm sometimes.
How would
Who's
you?
at fault for going around in circles?
Yeah, you.
But maybe that's all you can do.
They're just forever in a
Because
circle.
you brought me in, I think, to think, is it possible to break out the circle? I'm not sure you really want to break out the circle, do you?
Yeah, you don't.
Well, if the alternative's like talking about my feelings and that, let's go back in the
But
circle.
is that not what we're here to do? You know, if we were on waffling, we'd be able to talk about
Oh,
feelings.
shameless plug. You're embarrassing for saying that.
We'd be able to open up.
Yeah, but
isn't that-
he stopped being his best
But-
friend's mate,
but isn't
betrayed him for KSI, and then he went back to him. It's
Isn't
like-
that horses for courses? Like that may be your personality and you and Joe's personality where you like to open up and talk. We don't. That doesn't mean we're less
but
than
why
you
do
or
we
not
have
as
a
good as
counsellor?
you. Because he thought it'd be funny to try and embarrass me.
I thought it would be funny.
You don't think we should utilise Paul's expertise here?
Not really, because we're not married.
I find it interesting how you brought him on and thought you wouldn't get interrogated as one of the two people in the couple.
So you would agree we're a couple? Just so we, yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to delve a little bit deeper in between these two?
No.
I think it's.
I know my limits.
We broke him.
I think.
He's never working again.
Thank you for.
Thanks so
I
much,
feel
Paul.
like solving what we've got going on here.
You've
Yeah.
helped me recognise
Lovely
my limits.
soft hands, you see. Lovely soft
Would you shake my hand?
No.
Shake my hand.
No, they're disgusting.
Okay.
Paul, are they not disgusting? Be honest.
Right, I'm going to put.
See? Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
And let us know about what
is
you
that?
think about our therapy session.
Why is he so hairy?
Because you got hairy legs, but you got a shaved top.
Not a minute.
It wasn't really therapy though, was it?
No,
It was
wasn't.
counselling. It wasn't therapy.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was kind of like,
That's what it was for. It's couple counselling.
yeah. You should have got an actual.
An intervention.
you
even.
should have got a therapist in.
I don't think I could surprise someone with a therapist. That's like a bit.
I'd have enjoyed it.
I would enjoy it a
I'd have
lot.
been like, yeah, ask me what you want.
Yeah.
I don't think Tom would enjoy that.
All right, Mr. Vulnerable, you know.
Again, that's.
But I don't think the
deflecting.
therapist would have targeted Tom that much. I think he would have delved deeper into you because you clearly had more issues there.
Yeah.
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 As we said, Tom actually. There's less to talk about, but what he
I don't know why the
what he did
impression
talk
that he
about.
opened up
No,
at some point.
obviously there was the
He said the
worm-
same thing that
No,
he
but
always says.
the worm thing was a bit frustrating, but like when he actually did open up, he was talking truth, whereas I don't think you did.
I
Also,
spoke truth. I like the circle.
I think Tom is actually quite a very
Simplistic,
no, the opposite. Very sophisticated and
distinguished gentleman.
deep person, but he understands the boundaries between fans and real people. Like he's a very open. Yeah, he's a very open and honest person when it's not on a public forum and it's
Yeah.
just one to one.
I agree.
Damn. So maybe
You're
we
just
take
a
maybe we take this after hours.
You're making it weird again.
Right.
I wish you could go serious, man.
I was serious, and then you
There
just
was bits
whenever
that
I
you
said
typed,
stuff, you just
so-
shouted. I don't know what you actually expect me to say because, like, the reality is I don't care. So you want me to like break through?
But you do care.
Yeah.
No, this is what you're confused with. You want
do
me
care.
to start saying I care?
You do care. That's why you message us all the time about stuff you care about.
Listen, Lewis.
This is the real therapist.
Unfortunately, we wanted emotional development from you and we didn't get it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
We'll
hold
keep
that.
trying.
But you might get it in Gaz Gobbles. That dick.
Are we ready?
Yeah,
I love how we've. You know your this week on the internet thing.
Yeah, it's now
Canned straight away, guys. People hated it.
Really?
They were like, "What the fuck is this? Why is it here?"
Well, it wasn't like just a lot of people.
However, Gaz Gobbles
was
though,
cocks, wasn't it?
greatest thing to ever be invented.
Wait, people didn't like the...
I don't know if it was.
You
didn't mind it
sat
the
there
first time
laughing at
round.
things and like trying to explain why they're funny.
You obviously don't have a sense of humour because I had loads of them this week.
yeah, but imagine like
I did.
this is really funny. Watch it.
Well, that's what you asked me to do. I was asked to find funny videos that I watch on a weekly basis.
So you do whatever.
sit him
So
up
if
on the
Lewis
fat
said,
bald-
him up on the
Lewis said,
staircase.
"Jump off a cliff." Would you jump off a cliff?
I probably have to.
Interesting.
Is that Paul?
Interesting how the power dynamic.
Imagine we just kept Paul for this.
Right,
bit.
this week's topic, I honestly can't remember if I've done this topic, but if I have...
We're 2-0 up, by the way.
Yeah,
Let's be smart.
It's history.
no, so far we've done, history and
Planes.
Okay. Did we do sport?
No, we did.
Oh, yes, sport and planes.
Yeah, sport and
this
planes.
week's thing,
Sport and planes.
animals.
Oh.
We did 2 out of 3 animals, but that was history, wasn't it?
Let's be smart.
Would
lion
you
and the
like
parrot.
the headlines?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Headline number 1. Parrot exposes cheating husband.
Could be realistic.
Yeah.
It's like the Thailand parrot I discovered.
Oh no.
Hang on. Scientists trying to bring back the woolly mammoth, create a woolly mouse. A Cheeto shaped like the beloved Pokemon Charizard is auctioned for $87,000.
Why do I feel like that's true?
That seems so legit. Sorry, that seems really legit, the last one.
So does the mouse one, I think, because you always do shit to mice first.
I
you?
don't know. Yeah, but think about what it implies. A woolly mouse.
Yeah.
It's
hairy.
He's got tooths.
No, it's just hairy.
Yeah, it's that they wouldn't call it a woolly mouse. It's just a mouse.
No, you call it a woolly mouse because
Wait,
it's
so
got
they
the woolly
obviously, I
gene.
know scientists are obviously trying to bring back dead animals, like extinct animals and stuff, but with the woolly mammoth, is that, because they do a lot of testing on mice, right? So they would try and
Yeah, you'd think
use
they would do
DNA
that.
into a mouse. So maybe it was like a
see if it
small
dies.
genetic mutation in the mouse.
Yeah.
They just called it that. Do you know what I mean? They could have just called it that.
I
It
think
didn't
that makes
really
so
look
much
like
sense.
Yeah, but I don't understand what you're implying. So
That could be true.
Woolly mammoth.
But
scientifically, you're implying that they would stress test, put in the genetic code of a woolly mammoth into an elephant. Prior to that, they'd use a mouse.
yeah,
That seems so ludicrous.
they would use a mouse first, of course.
No, because it's not even the same genus in
No, but
the
there's
animal
less.
kingdom.
Yeah, but they do all the testing on mice.
Yeah, but not to recreate another species.
I think they would just. To
I
see
think
it.
they would. Definitely.
And
You're not
also
going to
you've got to
start on elephant, are you?
They're not going to start on an elephant. They do everything
But
on
then
mice
that's
first.
but then that's a pointless test originally, isn't it?
No, you see if the genetics stick, see if it's woolly.
Yeah. No, but also you got to remember though.
Do you know how crazy that actually sounds when you say that out loud?
Do you know how,
but that's how
he's
genes work.
not clever
also,
at all.
Also, it's the headline, right? The headline.
It's a woolly mouse, mate. What's so crazy? It's hairier mouse than
The
usual.
scientists might not have called it that, but the newspaper might have called it that. Explain more about the woolly mouse.
I've just been reading it and it doesn't really it's weird. I don't actually
bollocks,
get
mate,
what they
that's why.
did.
They wouldn't test
read
them.
it.
They wouldn't test
Just read it to us.
bringing back the woolly mammoth on mice.
Yes, they
That's
would. They're
not
going
the
to
kind of
start on elephant, are they?
No, but that's not the kind of test that you'd run
So
anyway.
what would they do? How do they get to elephant?
It's saying they
you
unveiled
don't-
plans in 2021 to revive the woolly mammoth and later the dodo bird. And then the biotech company has since focused on the key traits of extinct animals with the goal of genetically engineering them into living animals. And then it's like, it just basically explains what they want to do. It doesn't actually say what they did.
Woolly mouse.
But then a mouse apparently started getting long, thick, woolly hair.
Yeah.
And then also started to get the same metabolism as a woolly mammoth.
See, that's entirely
really
possible.
You think a mouse has the same metabolism as a giant elephant-sized?
If it's got its
creature.
genes in,
But
yeah.
it might be
He
so
can't wear
simple. It
jeans,
might be
he's
so
only- he's got
simple.
4
as
legs.
Let's
They
be
wanted to
sure.
see if they could even combine the DNA. So they had so
They've
many
seen if
mice.
that, yeah.
They had so
See if
many
it
mice.
lives.
Then go through mice. And one of them just grew long hair.
I hear how he's shaking his hairs. He's like, these are
perfectly-
idiots.
that's
I know
perfectly
we're going to be
reasonable.
right. He starts at mouse as
Scientifically,
always.
that just doesn't
Okay,
make.
why
As
they
a man,
take-
as
You're
a
not
man who loves
scientist.
science,
Why do they taste fucking makeup? Why do they test makeup on mice? They're not going to wear it, are they?
Don't test makeup on my foreground with my blush
They
hair.
do. Yeah, they do.
They test cosmetics
No
on
way.
animals to see
might.
how it would translate to humans. They don't fucking input the genes of some
So they
extinct
start.
creature.
So how do they do it? Then they're going to start with an elephant, are they? In your mind?
They'd have to start with something that is a direct descendant of
They
a
can't.
mammoth.
They're not allowed though because of rules. They're not allowed. They have
can't.
to start on mice.
You might just kill an
Science
elephant,
rules,
mate. You
For
can't just kill an
for
elephant.
once,
What are
we're
they
actually
testing then?
right.
What are they testing?
See if the mammoth genes stick. Is it woolly?
See if the mammoth gene sticks in a mouse.
No, just
Yes.
see if they can
Right.
combine it into
Just
it.
inject it and go, fucking hell, hope he becomes like 9 foot tall and
No, they just
No, he'd be woolly. He's
5,000
just
kilos.
hairier.
It's
No.
not about creating a woolly mammoth. That is
He
the
also
thing.
grew tusks as well.
Okay, no,
Yeah, sure.
it's not about creating the woolly mammoth through mice. It's just seeing if can they implement a different animal's DNA into another animal's DNA.
To achieve what?
A woolly mouse.
It's a start. You have to start.
No.
Mate, to climb
Think
a set,
about what the end point
Ollie,
is.
To climb
A woolly mammoth.
Oh, no,
To
man.
climb a set of stairs to get to the top, you have to take the first step.
Logically, this
That
makes
is
no
the
sense
first
to me, though.
I think it did.
It makes loads of sense to me. For me, it's without question.
By the way, I'm going to get that printed.
By the way, I think it's
That was
quite.
kinda cold
I think
from
it's
me.
quite easy. I think the Cheeto one easily happens because I'm sure that these do that.
Yeah,
Americans
agreed.
are weird. Woolly mouse is easy, so it has
Agreed.
to be the third for process of elimination.
Which is what?
First one he said.
First one, what is it?
Wait, what? I don't remember the
The
order. I said
parrot
them.
revealed the cheater.
Oh, that could also be true, though, because I've...
No, I think he's playing on that. I think he's trying to get you on the parrot stuff. Because
He
you
remembered
love,
my
you
parrot
believe
from Thailand.
you believe the parrot stuff.
Who exposed the doorman for saying welcome.
So now he's trying to get you with that because you knew a parrot who did that.
Well,
one.
no,
was-
let's just get the backstory of the article first.
You also said that the last parrot
You
story.
grumble.
Tom, where's the parrot?
I
Where's the
genuinely
parrot?
think logically the second one is so far and away
It's
not
so
Where's the parrot,
obviously
Tom?
it.
Where's the
Kuwait.
parrot? Kuwait. Ooh.
In Kuwait.
You know Kuwait very well, don't
He
you?
blew the
No.
he blew the whistle on a cheating husband by repeatedly squawking a woman's name that wasn't his wife's
Because he kept shouting,
in an eerily similar tone, which is obviously what they
Sandra,
Yeah.
Sandra.
do. So obviously, suspiciously, she confronted her boyfriend, confronted the husband, who denied everything until the bird just continued mimicking his voice, repeating phrases.
If you're
I
going
don't
to
know. I
sneak,
think
can I just
he's-
say, if you're going to sneak a bird into your flat, yeah, or
They're not sneaking a bird.
sneak a woman into your flat.
Oh, I think
Why-
It was about the parrot. I was like,
Yeah,
you think
sorry,
the
right.
parrot
Why
did.
would you own a parrot that repeats things? What an idiot!
Yeah, I don't believe it. I think that's silly. I think the Cheeto or Charizard, you'd spend money on that because
I
they'd
think,
never
yeah.
go out of date.
Men are definitely smart on that. We've no way they'd do that.
Also, if he did put in like a suggestion to ChatGPT about an animal, Charizard's not an animal, so that's a real article in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
like
very
it would-
theological from you.
But
So-
it
so I
wouldn't
was-
come, it wouldn't come up with a Pokemon because Pokemon's
So
not
our,
real.
our argument comes down to the woolly mouse. And you're
Honestly,
kind of outnumbered a bit.
Yeah, but
Lewis,
I don't understand the logic behind why they would test the genetics, or like if they managed to rescue
start
the
on
genetics
mice,
of a woolly
always.
mammoth on a mouse.
listen here,
stop.
buddy. Listen here, buddy. It's one of them ones where me and Lou have explained the science to you,
And you don't understand.
and you don't understand
You haven't.
it.
It is-
You've
it is
explained
frankly,
it in
it's-
no way whatsoever.
It's just
Well,
frankly
well,
above like his IQ level,
And frankly,
unfortunately.
we've already agreed
Right.
that Lewis clearly has the most power here.
yeah.
And
Sure,
I
take
think
it- take it
Lou
away,
and
guys.
we're going to
Yeah,
go
we
with
agree.
A, aren't we?
Your IQ's not there, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. Better luck next time, pal. Tom, we're going with A.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Fake.
That's the fake one. Sorry, the woolly mammoth's the fake one.
You two are fucking idiots, man. That's so embarrassing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you see what I have to put up with?
You didn't really make a case for it.
Honestly.
I did make a case saying that it scientifically makes
didn't make-
no sense whatsoever.
Honestly, you two are
On what-
fucking...
what-
Every
scientific
other
ground?
week,
I've
every
never
other
met
week,
what
every
is
other
like-
week that we've done this since we've been winning, we've come up with logical reasons. You can't hit a drive 14 miles in golf, all right? Pilot can't eject from a plane. Got those both right. We've just fucked.
Logically,
we've
a mouse- it
No,
can't
there's
be
no
worried.
logic there, Lewis. There's no logic there.
Yes,
Give me any
Oh my God.
scientific reason
Every
as to why they
single time.
take the DNA that's rescued from an extinct creature and go, fucking hell, this would be great if we put it in a mouse.
That's where you start, and then
No,
you put
you
it
don't. No, you don't. You put it in a creature that's the descendant from the
You
original
can't just kill an
animal.
elephant, mate.
Which is why it doesn't exist either. Which is why it's never coming back.
How are you
we're
ever
never
going to make a woolly mammoth if you don't make a woolly mouse?
We're not going to.
No.
We're not going to reintroduce the woolly mammoth to society or
How
species,
do you know?
mate.
How do you know?
Because it's too
Scientist.
fucking difficult.
It is easy.
Go on then.
Lou, Reeve, I don't want to embarrass you here, but I'm going to embarrass you.
Go on then.
As a first step, scientists have created woolly mice with some mammoth-like traits, including thick, hairy coats to test the feasibility of genetic modification. You got it, haven't you?
What? No.
You were lying, weren't you?
Yeah, they
No,
started
I
woolly,
haven't.
woolly mice exist. They started them
Wait, were you not
before the Asian
lying?
elephant.
Oh, maybe it gave me a real story then.
Yeah, it's real. real.
I asked...
And then they went on to, and then they go on to Asian elephants afterwards, but they start with woolly mice.
Why would they start with mice?
Oh, this is.
If I see a picture of a mouse here, you're going to
I
have to...
know where I've gone wrong. I've asked for a bit... I usually ask for a fake news story, and I've said, give me a bizarre news story about an animal.
Yeah.
And it's giving me a real
So they're
one.
all real. So
They're all real.
But you were wrong. So even though they were all real, you're wrong.
Oh my God, I've got a picture of the woolly mouse.
Oh no, you argued so against it as well. I can't see it.
There's nothing there, you idiot. Damn. Ree's been cooked.
It's gone. Right, are you going to apologise?
No, show me the picture.
Apologise.
I will apologise once you show me the picture.
That isn't a woolly mouse.
Fucking hell.
That's
really?
just a slightly hairy
You were
mouse.
shouting at us saying there's no scientific reason and
Why would they start with mice? I don't
you can't
understand
kill
that.
an elephant.
That's a woolly mice right there.
But they haven't killed the mouse.
Right there.
Fucking hell, as if it's... So,
That's actually it. That's genuinely it.
yeah, there you go. Woolly mouse.
Is that woolly?
They're short head. Mice are short head. That's a woolly mice.
Right.
No.
That's long head mice.
Did we win there?
There are long
I
head
feel
like-
mice.
No, they're not.
But we can't
They're called
have lost.
hamsters.
That's my own
I
fault.
think no one gets it.
But that's my own fault.
No,
I can't get a point for that. I think we just call that...
no, that's a mice compared to a woolly mice.
That doesn't look that different.
What?
Not
No,
from
yeah,
here.
look, you,
That looks
you
well
do
different.
get woolly mice.
That's not the one we're showing you though.
You said they don't exist.
all that's happened there is that you and I once again
He was shouting at us.
you shout. You're getting angry, very angry.
I wish Paul
No,
was
I
here
get-
for that.
I wish Paul was here actually.
Yeah, Paul would have some words to say
think
about
you're
that
smart.
one.
You actually think you're smarter than me and Lou, so you got
do, yeah.
angry. You got angry and
He got angry at
you
us.
got angry and you've just been made to look like a fool.
No, Paul, come on, man. You were allowed to pick A. I let you pick A.
No, you screamed at us.
Sorry for blessing us with your permission to pick A. You were allowed to pick A. I let you pick A.
Well, you win again anyway.
No. The point goes to me and Lou. Reed is now
Oh,
in
so
his
you're
own
not a team anymore.
That's not fair. Me and George worked out the plain one when you were on the fucking wrong answer as well.
That's true.
How can you say that?
You can't now start
No,
doing
no,
That
that.
is gaslighting.
No, down the head loss.
Right, can I talk to you about the cat phone?
Go on.
Yeah.
Time for... Can you do your intro?
Oh,
We've actually done fact versus fact today, by the way.
Lucy's got a fact. Lucy's got a fact. It's probably going to be bullshit. It's probably going to be about aliens. Lucy's got a fact.
And then Reeve, you're supposed to interject, but he's look at him.
No, that's
furious.
the full thing.
He's,
You-
he's
but then-
angry because you're clearly cleverer than him.
Yeah, I guess
Sorry,
so.
yeah.
Get your knowledge up. Okay, and I'll start by educating you with this. The cat phone. So, it's 1929.
Fucking hell, he's got a date.
A time for magnificent science advancement. And researchers at Princeton Uni were on some groundbreaking stuff. So essentially,
Groundbreaking stuff.
they were like looking into how the auditory nerve perceives sound.
Right.
Okay.
And what they did was they tested it on a cat, and they like stuck a wire in one of its ears, and they stuck a wire in the other of its ears,
So headphones.
and then they start like speaking into like one ear
That's
through
how
the
the
wire,
AirPod is
like a cup, and then seeing if it could pass through the nerve through to the other cup phone.
What?
So they had wires connecting, and they were speaking in phones, blah blah blah. But the wire,
Oh, as in like,
But they-
but how would they know that it came through the other
you
side?
have another phone out the other wire.
But how?
So I'm like, ring me, hello, and then someone's up there, hello.
So it's just basically like the cup.
And the
Wait,
phone-
so you're
yeah, through and middle
but
of a cat's head.
Surely,
It
surely, like there's one
Why
here
would
and
that
one
not
here.
work?
No, it's a wire that comes out, and someone's got a phone over there, and it comes out, and someone's got a phone over there.
Why would that not work?
Imagine a bit of string, a really long bit of string, 100 meters apart. The guy at the end with the phone on the same string, and the other guy at the end of the phone on the string, right? And there's a cat in the middle, and the string is going through its head.
What is the point
It went
of that,
through his
though?
head.
No,
What's the point?
same-
Yeah,
One-
because like the
one end of the string's
nerves
in there.
were playing along the.
No, it's two separate strings.
Got
One's
you.
in that ear, one's in that ear. Does that make
Got you.
sense?
Yep.
So, anyways,
What would be the point of that?
Believe it or
Why not
not-
just have a whole? What not just have a
To see if the
wire?
cat's head
Believe it or
can send sound waves.
make a
Why are
phone.
we checking that?
It's an important discovery.
I thought it was
Is
1929, man. They were discovering shit. So,
That's actually really cruel.
so they started speaking on one side, and long behold, they could hear each other through the phone. So they were. I didn't.
Sorry, I'm not
Yeah.
impressed by this. I think like
The one
that.
thing-
like,
The
What are
issue
they,
is- the
what are
issue
they
is, though,
getting out of
all
this?
you can hear
the
was-
jury's out as if like I don't know if the cat could hear the conversation as well.
oh shut the fuck
Well, he doesn't
up,
understand English, does he?
We could hear it, he just wouldn't be able to.
No, I don't know because it's just going through. So I don't know if like the cat was, and I don't know if
Of
like.
course he'd hear it.
I don't know if like if the cat when he goes meow like they were getting some feedback in the head.
Shut up, you dickhead. Carry on.
That's not even a crazy thing to say. If
You
he's-
are crazy
It's
in
like he's
general.
on the line. It's like if we're on the phone and then if Theo's
Yeah,
included
now
in the call.
you've taken it that far, haven't you? Just read the.
Well, it is the same thing. So like if the cat meows, that's going to vibrate through its skull and it'll be on the line still. That's not even mad. That's real.
That's beast mode.
So this cat lived the rest of his life as a mobile phone.
That's so cruel.
And believe it or not, it actually did make a big, significant impact to humanity because this was groundbreaking and it led to the development of cochlear implants. Hearing aids and stuff was done through cat phones.
So does it only work while the cat's alive? It's just knocking it.
Well, they didn't kill the cat to find out.
No, but I'm saying it's just stuck there until death.
Well, most main part was the cat survived, working as an animal and phone.
Wait,
so what?
Luke, quick question. Sorry, you know the cat lived as a phone for the rest of its life. You know the two people speaking to each other. Why didn't they just like walk 10 meters to talk to each other?
I think they were just doing research on that, but it's interesting that he was asking if it would work on a dead cat because they wondered like the same thing. And after this cat, like Percy, did amazing things for humanity, like helping develop the like hearing aids, they killed it to try and use it on a dead cat, and it didn't work.
Oh, so they got another real life cat.
So that's the dirty backstory of hearing aids. They killed the cat.
About the dirty pussy.
But why would you kill it? There's a cat give you hearing aids and you kill it just to say like, oh, I wonder if it works if it's dead, and just kill it. It's my fault.
Well, I mean, if they're testing the science behind it originally.
Well,
I think that's quite a good fact. That's how hearing aid came across.
Well, yeah.
You could say that as an accidental invention, couldn't you?
Well, they were onto something.
Well, funny you said that because
I didn't.
my fact's gone down a similar route.
Dog
What about
phone.
pussy?
That's not very nice.
Why, it's a pussy cat?
You look cool.
Thank you. Look like abs from 5.
Me too.
What was your cat called? Percy?
Yeah.
This is also about a guy called Percy.
So it's not about a cat then.
So, Percy. We've got a man called Percy, right?
Not Percy from Thomas the Tank.
Or Percy Pig, no. He was a scientist, and he was looking at like inventing shit. And one day he was experimenting with magnetrons, which are basically vacuum tubes that generate microwave radiation using like radar systems. And one day, while standing near an active radar set, he felt something warm in his pocket.
It was cum.
He reached in and found brown, soggy
poo.
Cum.
chocolate.
Oh.
Chocolate is melted in his pocket. He's like, oh, this is very interesting.
It weren't chocolate though, was it?
Well, funny you say that, Tom.
It was brown spunk that had been up his arse.
Funny you say that.
Badass.
Instead of brushing the chocolate off, he got curious.
Oh.
Yeah. So what did he do?
Licked it.
He put some popcorn kernels near it.
It's very
What?
strange. Why would you not just lick it
Oh, yeah, that's
immediately?
the go-to, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. And then what happened? He put the popcorn in his pocket.
No way.
Oh, wait, so he didn't even eat the chocolate?
It starts popping.
They would not be hot enough to do that.
It's next to a radar thing, mate.
What?
Just
you didn't say. What you said? He was just. What are you on about?
Next to his radar set.
No, he wouldn't.
Say that, you heard that.
Radiation.
He would have.
No,
I
I don't know the story. Well, you want to zip it, son. Then, so he got popcorn and chocolate in his pocket. What does he do then? Puts an egg in his pocket.
Oh, fuck off, mate.
Yeah. And what
Boils
did it
the
do?
egg.
Boils it. Poaches
It
it.
exploded. It just blew up.
Oh.
Does that happen?
I don't know about
This
that.
guy's now got,
Sorry, so you can put an egg in boiling water, boiling, and it won't explode, but in his pocket it will.
Yeah. So now he's got an exploded egg. It went all over his
Is he eating the chocolate or not?
It went all over his colleague's face.
From his pocket.
in his pocket?
Exploded, mate.
How did it go over his colleague's
How did it
face?
go out of his pocket over his face?
Gosh, like the egg seeped out. I don't know.
Sorry, this is not landing up to me.
Exploded in his colleague's face.
You
Anyway,
mean he just threw it at his
what
colleague?
he realised was these like microwaves and radiation. He was like, "Fucking hell, are these like cooking my food in my pocket?"
So then he got a cow. Put a cow in his pocket and it come out with a
Spencer-
fucking ribeye steak.
Spencer then spent the next 2 years from 1945 to 1947 building this huge 6 foot tall, 750 pound device that cost over $5,000, so it's $60,000 in today's market.
During the war, yeah?
To build this giant like microwave oven.
So a microwave.
And it was mainly used in restaurants and like military settings to like obviously heat stuff up. And then in 1967, a company called Amana used his design and created
The microwave.
first countertop microwave.
Wow.
Since then, the microwave has become a staple in everyone's kitchen and lets us reheat pizza and make cupcakes in the mug at 2 a.m. And it's all because some bloke's chocolate melted in his pocket.
Wow.
I think mine's better.
And that is, the microwave is the single most used item in a kitchen.
What about a knife and fork?
Is it?
Like an appliance.
Oh, I see. Not like the sink or anything.
Obviously, it's your vote, bosses, but cast phone.
I told you how the microwave was invented.
Hearing
Don't know
aid,
which
and it involved a cast
I don't
phone.
believe a lot of that story,
It's true.
if I'm being honest.
Google it.
Who's your vote?
Why are you crying?
Wait,
yawned.
What, he's originally stood next to a radar system.
Yeah.
For. Beep.
I do me to explain it again to you.
No. I'm just working out which is a better fact.
Right, let's do it and wrap up.
Discovering the microwave from melted chocolate. I'll go.
What the fuck? I had a cat phone.
But yours isn't like that.
For hearing aids.
Like,
You're not surprised someone turned a cat into a phone and invented the hearing aid. What more can I...
But
you just had a guy who worked near a radar.
Yeah, I use the microwave more than a hearing aid, so I'm going to go with that one.
I'm going to go, even though I doubt parts of the story, I'm going to go with Theo's.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to go with mine as well.
Thanks for all 50,000 subscribers. Please subscribe, like, rate 5 stars.
Not bad.
See you later, Paul.
But, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.